people of Margate. Hello, Cokesbury United Methodist Church family. Hello to those who live in the surrounding areas. Hello to you who is with us online right now. Yesterday was my first Sunday as the new pastor of Cokesbury United Methodist Church, and my family and I want to thank those who are here for the way you have welcomed us. We are happy to be here and excited for the future ahead of us. So my plan is to share the sermon with you here every Monday. And since yesterday was my first Sunday, my sermon was longer than usual, and for that reason I'm sharing it in 3 parts. Yes, I basically had 3 sermons in one. That doesn't happen always, okay? It only happened because it was a special day and we are living special moments. And I'm sure God spoke to many people in many different ways, and I'm sure God will speak to those who watch these videos right now. So to help with that, you can click on like, that thumbs up icon below the video. When you do that, YouTube understands that the content is good, is likable, then YouTube recommends it to more people. You can also click on share and send it to friends, family, neighbors, whoever you want. Okay, and I appreciate you helping us in this process. And I pray that God will bless you immensely. And I can't wait to see you in our church on Sunday at 10:30 in the morning. Okay, well, right before the pandemic hit us, we had a Valentine's dinner. So it was the first time I actually had an opportunity to connect with parents, because the church there has a preschool. So we did an event and invited people from the school, and it was super nice. We had games, we had fun, a nice Greek food and stuff like that. It was super nice. And on that night, we gave each couple this book, 5 Love Languages. The idea was that 15 days after the dinner, we would meet together to discuss the book and go over, just, to connect even more. You can see on the screen, pretty much you have 5 types of language, 5 types of people. That's our personalities. There are people that they need physical touch to communicate love or to receive love. I call them huggers. There are those who need words of affirmation. Oh, you look so nice. Oh, you did a great job. Oh, this food is delicious. So there are some people that need to hear that. They are not needy. That is just their love language. It is important to them to hear those things, to feel valued. Another group called Quality Time. This group pretty much just likes to hang out with others. It can be to do pretty much anything, from nothing to something, just sitting there. There are the group that they're gift givers. It's that guy that cannot say I love you to his wife, but he's always buying something. And I mean, it could be anything. To him, if he purchased something to clean the house, he's doing a great job. He's showing that he loves her, okay? Those who are a little bit smarter, they buy roses and chocolate and other things, okay? But that's how they express their love, and that's how they like to be loved. They like to receive gifts, and they like to give gifts. And the last group, they show their love through acts of service. Those who like to do things to other people. There are some folks that they just want to show you that they respect you and they appreciate you. So they call your wife and they say, oh, which color do you want the parsonage? And then they fix the parsonage. And then they renovate stuff, and then they do stuff just to show you that they respect you, that they respect your family, and they want to welcome you. By the way, thank you, Ron. And understanding these types of personalities can be super helpful. Why? Because it improves our relationships. If we know what the person beside us like, we can use that language to communicate with them. Now imagine this. I thought about not saying this, but I will.
let's just assume, I'm not saying that's the case, but let's assume my wife is a gift giver or gift receiver. Let's say that's her love language. She likes to receive gifts. And I am an act of service type of person. So imagine this, one day she comes home, and there I am with a big smile, roses in one hand, and a card in the other hand. What do you think? She'll like that? Of course, she'll love that. She'll be, oh my gosh, thank you. But now you need to keep imagining, because that's the second part of the story. So I give her the flowers, and she kisses me. Oh, thank you, hugs me. And then she opens the card. And then she goes like, there's a note. Wednesday, 10 a.m. And she's like, well, thank you, but I don't understand this. And now it's my time to have a big smile and excitement and say, I just called the doctor and you have an appointment. I am happy because she doesn't have to call the doctor. I did it for her. I'm serving her. That's my language. In my mind, I won the lottery. I did great. In her mind, not so much. Okay? So understanding our love language is super important to improve our relationship with each other. So, as I was meditating in the passage we've read today, I could not help but to think about how God is great, how God is kind and loving and merciful and powerful, and how this passage is a great revelation of God's saving plans, a demonstration of how near God is to us, and not because we deserve it, just because God is like that. You see, God is using this story between David, Jonathan, and Mephibosheth to improve our relationship with God, to reveal His loving nature, to reveal His grace in action, to reveal His plan of salvation, the importance of incarnation. There are so many themes in this passage, because this passage to me is a clear demonstration of God's love language. And I honestly believe God's love language is covenant. God's love language is covenant. Okay, we have some pastors here. We can argue. Maybe you say, no, I think God's love language is love. Okay, I'll give you that. Maybe you say, okay, God's love language is redemption, or it's grace. Okay, I'll give you that. Maybe God's love language, covenant, could be the third, but it's not in the top three, in my opinion. But I do believe God's love language is covenant, because what holds the Old Testament and the New Testament together is God's faithfulness to His own words, to His own plans, to His own promises. That's why I love to sing, great is thy faithfulness. I mean, I don't sing, I play, kind of. But that's why I love that song so much, because it reminds us that God will never fail us, because He is faithful to God's own promises, to God's own nature, to God's own love, to God's own grace. God cannot run from it. There's a Mexican TV show from the 70s that we still watch in Brazil, believe me. El Show del Chavo. And there's a boy, his name is Kiko. And every year he wants to receive a gift. You know what he wants to receive? A squared ball. He never receives one. Why? It's impossible. So hear me now, and don't be angry at me. But there are things that God cannot do. God can do anything, right? But there are things God cannot do. God cannot make a square ball. God cannot hate because He's love. That's His nature. It's impossible. Hear me here. It's impossible for God to hate. And He can do the impossible, but He cannot hate. God can only love you. God can only offer you grace. That's not negotiable. That's His nature. That's who God is. And God cannot lie and be unfaithful to His own nature. And I don't know about you, but that just amazes me. Because I cannot handle it. I don't like to love that much. I'm sorry. I don't know about you. But that's why I just stand in awe before God. And say, okay, guide me, help me, lead me, because I cannot do that. I need your Spirit. I need you, and I need you. Because I see God's grace and love in you, through you.